I'm kind of getting on what to do for this video. Oh yeah, now I kind of just gone through with what I was remembering to talk about. Anyway, about people, friends who drift away, or in essential, you drift away from being friends with them. It it kind of sucks where you have to, you used to be friends, used to be close, like with your primary school friends or your middle school friends, wherever about, and eventually you just drift apart because you just don't connect anymore, or you just don't have the same interests that you used to have. And at the time, it just feels, you know, it feels like everything's going apart. You're just growing apart as a general. And it sucks, really, it does. Like, you don't want to grow apart, you actually want to keep being friends, but sometimes just life in general just changes for you. You get new hobbies, or you just don't connect on a physical base anymore, where you think, oh yeah, I'm gonna be this guy's friend forever. When in reality, that's never gonna happen. That just slightly just disappears. After a while, you stop being friend with that guy, or that girl, or whoever you're friends with, and then eventually you just drift apart. And it feels so fucking sad at times when you think about it. You're just sitting there wondering why that you drift apart, why you slowly just sunk away from each other. And it's either, it's either you, or it's either other person who's drifted away from talking to you, or you talking to them. And it fucking sucks. I don't know how bad it is, but it's bad. It feels horrible because I have been on the receiving end line of it, and it sucks. It feels like a stab to the heart, because you used to be really close with that person, but now you can just never talk to them, or they just slowly move on from you. And it's also from, like, a middle school friend or something like that. You haven't talked for a long while or seen each other for a long while, and then eventually you just move on. It really sucks. I have done that, and I'm pretty sure I have also gone through the similar pathway of, getting also ghosted, or just not having the same interest as much as we used to. And it physically pains me because it hurts a lot. And I know a lot of people have gone through this kind of, heartbreak, because it just breaks your heart. Because in general, you used to, talk to that person every day, or be that person's friend all the damn time, where you used to hang out on a constant basis, or on the weekend, or in school, or whatever. And now you don't see that person ever. Like, you don't even remember them. At this point, they might as well just be a stranger that you have just forgotten about. You might know their name, but you physically just haven't, talked for so long. And it really sucks that you lose connection with them, because then what do you talk about, Like, do you even have the same hobbies anymore? Or that you physically can still be friends to a point? Or you just, moved on and have a whole new friendship on the side, and you have someone else that you hang out with, and you don't talk to them anymore. And it's just, it hurts physically, because you wish you could talk to that person. You wish you could still be that person's friend and constantly talk about things. It hurts, because at the end of the day, you wish you could still be with them. And it just sucks, because eventually you realize that you you can't, or you just don't want to. It's like entirely what's happening in your life, and you just don't know if you can talk to them again. And I had that feeling as well, where I wanted to, I wanted to reach out or something, but I never did, because I just let go. And at a time, I feel bad, because, that person used to care about me, and now I'm sitting here just, left them. Just haven't responded, don't talk to them anymore. And it's, similar for other people as well. They have gone in through the same situation, or have, done something similar to what I have done, and just simply, let things go. It really hurts, that person, that friend you had, and you hurt them in that way, and then they remember for the rest of their lives that you just let them go, or you ghost them in a sense, when you physically didn't want to ghost them, but like, you you know, you don't know what to talk about. I had the kind of feeling where I just didn't know what to say to that person, and well, I just let it go, just moved on, because every primary school every primary school you friend or middle school you friend you have, you either let go of or you do stay friends for a long time, maybe even after high school, and life gets in the way after high school, and you simply just, forget about them. Or they reach out to you one time and you tell them that you're busy or something with life because it's gotten complicated for you because you have to go to work, you have to do a lot of other things, and it simply, overloads you. And you just don't reach out to those people anymore. It's just the same with, video games. For a lot of adults out there, they don't, they simply don't want to play games anymore. Like for some of them. There's still people who play video games. I know there's a ton of adults out there that still can go on and play some games for like, 2 or 3 or 4 hours. But there's like people who, work a lot of the time of the day, and when they get home, they maybe get on the game and, like stare at the, Xbox or PC, whatever they're playing their games on, and never really go back to it. It's a shame because, that's where all your memories came from. That's where you met, some of your friends were also online friends. Or, friends that you had from middle school or primary school, and you used to play, whatever you used to play, like zombies or multiplayer. And, it was a ton of fun. A ton of, just like, just a ton of fun. And it's now, gone. It just, physically just disappears, They're busy with life, or you're busy with life, and you never get to do that stuff again. And that's what sucks. And you don't want that to happen to you, to be honest. You don't want to live in that kind of scenario where you don't hang out with your friends anymore, or, catch up with them. You should spend as much time as you have with people that are around you, because, work's not everything. Yes, sure, you can make money, you can have, a ton of money, whatever job you're doing, make a whole lot of cash, but it goes to waste when you never see your friends, or you never really go out to see them anymore, and you just, physically, stop playing games with them, or seeing them in general. And I doubt a lot of people do that. I bet people go and see their friends every once in a while, but like, it constantly, drags out to the point where you don't see them as often, and it comes to a point where you slowly just disconnect, and well, it sucks because you do disconnect eventually with a few friends of you have had, and it's sad because you don't want to let that happen. You don't want to just have everything disappear. But it happens because everyone just moves on with life, and that's why this kind of shit sucks. It's such a pain because the world comes crashing down when you reach adulthood, and that's what that's why it was fun when you were a kid, because you constantly could do things after school and not have those responsibilities where you have to just keep on working every single day, and then come home tired after work to, do nothing. Just stare at the, your computer or your Xbox or PlayStation and wonder if you even want to hop onto the game, or you just, get up and just do something else for the entire day. And it kind of sucks because that's how it feels. And, you drift apart from some friends. I mean, that's life. Sometimes you will drift apart from friends and you can't really stop it from happening. Sometimes you just have a falling out, or you just don't connect on a same basis that you did. And yeah, it really sucks. I mean, a lot of people go through that kind of thing. I've gone through it. I think you, as a person who's watching this video, has also gone through that kind of, thing where you just lose interest with people, and it really is, shit, because You don't know what that person is doing anymore. You don't connect with them. You don't go, out of your way to see what they're doing anymore. Because you just don't. You don't know what to say. I mean, hopefully, one of you actually go and reach out to that person who you haven't talked to for a long time. See what they're doing now. And if you can, still reach out to them. But sometimes you can't. And sometimes it just feels like ass because they will, don't want to talk to you anymore because they feel like you just left them when they were there for you at the time, and now you're not there for them, and they just feel very angry, very upset about it. Anyway, that's about it. See ya.